As an 11-year-old, who's this?
Who the hell is getting
Bugsy,
stabbed?
man. Sounds like
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Bugsy. Oh, okay. That one's mine.
Stabbed in the leg at 11, bro.
Bugsy. Who are you?
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're on a downward spiral already, bro. Man. It's why I feel like it's a blessing that I had music, boy. You know, like if you're from like the wrong area and you don't have something to keep you grounded,
Yeah, no, I hear that.
end up with all the...
I never had nothing when I was. So there was a while where I never had nothing. So you definitely had that guy Phoenix and that. You definitely never had nothing.
Wow.
You 100%.
Shit.
You 100% had that.
It's like it was all right. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ready, be ready.
We back. Episode
29.
29. No,
What?
we're not going to do it. That?
Is that what it is for real?
Yeah,
Spanish.
Spanish.
You think you're so...
That's all I got in my locker.
Hey.
No, we're not going back to it. We're not going back to it.
We used to do a thing where we used to say each episode, like each person had to say the episode number in as much different languages as they can.
Yeah.
What?
But then we got to like 16. It was like, wow, this is...
We're starting getting to double figures.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
like-
like, this is
like,
a bit
really
peak.
shit. I don't know
Wait,
how
do
he
you
was
mean
doing
double figures of languages or just double figures of the number
of the number.
episodes?
Of the number,
But like
yeah.
the
Right, right.
realness was like, I don't know how he was doing it, but I was literally just Googling it on the way here and
so
trying to remember,
basically
trying to retain all it.
I always had Spanish in my locker, so that was
it was a bit of a scam from the get-go.
Good
to be
thing.
fair.
I always had Spanish, so,
You know, like, tell me,
so I could always
Can you
fall back on that one. So yeah, okay. Like I said, episode 29. Watch it or not.
TV.
Thank God.
All right.
Thank God.
All right.
We got it right. Before we get into the episode, as you know, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notify. So, because I want to hear that sound.
Ting or tung.
And what is that based on?
That's basically,
Oh.
if you don't know by now.
Knowledge.
Yeah. So a learning thing we just like to teach everyone that comes on the show. It's basically, you see like when you press the notification
Yeah.
and it does the little bell sound.
Uh-huh.
Depending on what browser you use,
Uh-huh.
has different sounds. It's either
No.
ting or tung.
Yes, sir.
Mad.
Knowledge. Message.
If you're just on the YouTube app,
What does that sound like? Zush?
It still depends on what browser you're using. So if you're using Google Chrome, Safari.
No, the app. Just
No,
the
the
YouTube
app itself.
Oh, the actual app.
Yeah, what
You
does
know
that
what?
I
I've
wonder
never-
if that depends on if you're on like Android or like
Ooh.
iPhone.
This is Inception right now.
Yo.
If you don't know,
Nah.
I don't know why you don't know, but we'll tell you again. I'm Daniel Nero. I got my co-host next to me.
I go by the name of Zush, aka Guyver.
And today, again, we got
Another.
What type of guest is it?
Special, bro.
No.
Oh.
He knows. What type of guest is
I
it?
forgot what you say now.
God, Lord Jesus.
Oh,
You want me
man,
to
why
go-
you put me on the spot? I didn't
My
know.
bad,
We didn't
my
say
bad,
that.
my bad,
Yeah,
my bad,
you
okay.
said we got notes and
Oh,
shit.
no.
This is where you put in that.
Illustrious.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You see what I'm saying? You always want to embarrass me. You hear me? It's like we've got
Illustrious.
new guests, and every guest you try and put my. You know what? Anyway, boom. Special guest under the building.
Illustrious guest, Jai Amore.
Wait.
Is it J or J?
Jay.
Jay.
No, well,
Yeah.
I thought I was
But
doing.
bro, here's what I say. I've been named so many things, and I've been named that kind of stuff before just about coming on stage, like Jai Amore, Jai Amore, J Moore,
You know when
Jamori.
people want to make it
I'm
more,
like-
you hear me?
I started just saying my name in my songs now, so it's like if you actually have heard any of my stuff and then you want to introduce me on a stage, then you would have
know.
heard it a couple of
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
I've so many times now that I'm like, don't even mind what you call me. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind. Jaimior. Jaimior.
Yeah, that is right.
So man, like I was saying before when we was talking, when I said to you, yo, like what you saying about this movie thing, boy, I think out of all the guests we've had, I think you was the most like on it. Like
Bruv.
you was like on it. You was like, yeah, done. Hadn't even told man a time, a place. Like, ain't man told no nothing. This, yeah. I was like, yo, I do this movie review podcast like this. So I was wondering if you want to be yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's like every Wednesday. It's like, yeah. It was like, yeah, but we do it around like 7 for yeah. I'm like, wow, like, this is serious. Again, this is dedication.
So is that you low key saying you're a movie
Bro,
fan?
I
you're-
love I love movies so much that I can't wait till we get into discussions.
Oh,
like,
I love that.
I kind of feel like this part here, I'm like, this is nice. Introduce the guy, talk about the podcast. But I'm really like,
Yeah.
But we
I
here for a
got
reason,
stuff to
right?
say, bro.
Hurry up.
We here for a reason, right?
No. Okay, do you know what?
Say
I
no.
won't be that guy. Let's go straight into it.
All right,
so, like, what we got today?
So today, finally,
Yes.
Mare of Easttown.
Yes.
The Easttown Police Department received a call reporting a dead body in Creedham Creek.
We've decided to bring in a county detective to assist with the case.
How do you like working with my mom so far?
We're just getting started out. Any tips?
Lower your expectations?
Should we do this outside?
No. All right, let's go.
Hey, whoa. What's happening?
She knows what's happening, Tony.
okay?
She knows.
Mayor?
All right, let's go.
Are you friends with these people?
Yeah.
We finally got that one.
I want to big up the Fight Forum on Instagram because
Yes.
he sent that through as a recommendation. So obviously, as you know, whenever someone sends us recommendations,
Gotta give a shout out.
we gotta give a shout
Hey,
out.
we keep
And-
to our promises, you know. Not this head is talking shit just so it's like, oh yeah, them man just want to wheel in people and that, but they don't really keep to their word. No.
we engage.
All
Get me?
right.
Send us an email.
All right.
We reply.
All right.
Get me quickly because we don't get much. But anyway, yeah. What's next?
Also, his recommendation was Prisoners.
Yeah. Yep. Again, big up the Fight Forum. Prisoners was another recommendation that he said.
What in the world did you do?
Someone has to make him talk, or they're gonna die.
We're not gonna help Callan, but we won't stop him either. Let him do what he needs to.
I know you know where they are.
Where's my daughter?
You know what? Usually we don't do ones that are that kind of old, but I had to say
go back too far. But
I had to say to the big man, like, yo, you get me?
yeah,
Like, can we slide this one through?
there's enough new content out there to review. You know?
Yeah, but Tuesday was a recommendation.
All right, we threw
it in there.
We gotta read it back. We gotta read it just for you, brother. Just for you. And last but not least was my pick because so we alternate each week. So he picks 3, I pick 3, he picks 3. But because we got the recommendations, we rolled with 2, and I picked Shadow in the Clouds.
Sir, requesting permission to fire on an enemy attacker.
You wouldn't even know how to fire a gun.
I was being polite.
She hit it! She was right! Who the hell are you, Miss Garrett?
What is she here for?
Did you hear that? What the hell is that racket? There's something on top of the plane. Something on the goddamn tires.
Clouds? Is it?
Okay. That's what it's called.
What was that?
I'm just saying.
That's a bit of a mad response.
I'm just saying.
What? Yeah, man. Shadow in the Clouds.
I'm just saying that's what it's called.
All right, say no. I'm already getting a kind of energy already that I don't know how I feel about Rare.
No.
Oh, so it was you that picked that one.
Well,
That's what I'm kind of.
I ain't saying nothing. I just want to know which one we're starting with. Do you know what? Because Tuesday we got the illustrious guest today. Should we allow him to choose which one he's gonna? We start with.
What we want to start with? What you want to go with?
So we got Shadow in the Prisoners.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That's a nice. That's a nice one to start with.
That's a good one. That's a good one
to start with.
Prisoners. It's 2013.
Yeah, Prisoners 2013.
Okay.
We got Hugh Jackman in that.
Yeah.
Viola Davis. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
A lot of my faves, to
Terrence
be fair.
Howard.
A lot of
When
my
I saw
faves.
Terrence Howard, I was like, Rare.
Do you know what was funny as well? I had literally just watched the first Big Mama's House where he is like the husband
Flip
for
Nero.
Nero. And I was watching it with my son, and he was like, and I was like,
And that's around the same time-ish, no?
maybe roughly.
Nah,
but
it's Big Mama's House a bit earlier. Big
Yeah,
Mama's House is
geez.
going to be in the noughties.
the funny part,
In
the
like
You know.
03 or 04, something like that.
it was, I don't know, some of it. But the funny part was is that in that one, in Big Mama's House, he's kind of like a murderer, like a chest tie, this, that. And in this
in
one, man's
prison-
like,
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
glasses,
Terry?
this, that, where,
Yeah.
Terry, what you doing?
You know when them man
What
tried
you doing there, mate?
That was early Terrence. That was early Terrence when he was trying to find that versatility and not
Yeah.
be stereotype.
Who am I gonna
And
be?
then afterwards he's like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just going to be who I am.
You know, like this movie has the type of characters that you don't even need to mention what films they've been in.
Nah,
you know,
nah,
like
nah.
you just
Yeah.
say
That's
their
what I'm
name.
saying.
That's it.
They're a lot of my
That's it.
faves.
Yeah.
They're a lot of my
I
faves.
will give a little shout out to Paul Dano. So he plays the guy. the kind of simple guy with the glasses.
Oh yes,
Paul
yes,
Dano.
yes,
So he's
yes.
in like There Will Be Blood, and I think he was in 12 Years a Slave as well. I think he was in that as well. He was the one thing I say about him, he's really good at making you hate him, kind of thing. Like he's really good at got that face. You know, you just want to punch him. You don't even say nothing.
He's got that look. Makes you frustrated.
No, he is. And the thing is, you don't like you hate him not because he's coming out as his personality is the bad guy personality. It's actually because of other stuff he does.
Yeah,
it's almost like he's weedy and he doesn't look like he cleans his bum properly, kind of guy. You know, he pulls it off well. It's like,
he looks like he goes dogging just to watch.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't do nothing.
I don't like what your habits would be.
Real CD
But
fella.
he's proper CD, and he pulls it off so well. They're like,
do
maybe
you really
acting? Are you acting or?
Nah, it's true. Prisoners. This one was directed by Denis Villeneuve. I think you might not have heard the name, but he's out there. He's done Sicario. Blade Runner 2049 as well. There's a couple others, but those are the two that I know top that will let a man know like where he's at about in this thing. You get what I'm saying? So basically, what we do on this show, is we read out the synopsis of the film we're reviewing.
Right.
That's calm. That's calm though, yeah? That's calm.
Light work.
However, we read the synopsis in the tone of the movie.
Right.
So you got to kind of sell the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
As if
you can't go on like you don't like it yet.
No. You just read the synopsis
in the
tone of the movie.
How you feel the movie.
Almost
supposed
thriller,
to be.
Crime, drama, mystery, thriller. So that's how it is. And we offer that opportunity to the guest.
I'm doing it. Let's do it.
For you to express yourself and how
I'm about to over-express.
Okay. I'm excited today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited today. I like the energy.
What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
Is this the whole synopsis?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. Do you know what?
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh, child.
I'm going to get real close to the mic here. Hold on. I'll be right here. Wait.
Everyone's like, yeah, do this. So when it gets down to wait a minute. Let me catch my breath.
When Keller Dover's daughter and her friend go missing, he takes matters into his own hands as the police pursue multiple leads and the pressure mounts.
All right.
Now, you know what? I like that because, like, he got the body involved.
Yeah.
It was like he was doing a voiceover for animation.
That was good.
I like that.
All you need is like the elephants in a circle for BBC. You know, like elephants.
Swimming in a circle. Say nada.
But I really think they should have had a longer synopsis for that, though. That's a very short.
If you had to do your own synopsis, how would you?
What would I have said about it?
What would you have said about? How do you explain?
They didn't even use the star-studded. You put star-studded, and people want to go and watch the movie. In the synopsis,
you can't really put that in the synopsis, though. That would be
where would
more
you put that? The trailer
or the
description, like the plot. That would be that wouldn't be the plot.
No.
What would that be in?
That's like when the Guardian gives it, and it's like a review.
It's just like this synopsis makes it feel like it's like.
The synopsis is only supposed to give you like a short thing of what the film's about, though. It's not really supposed to tell you.
IMDb synopsis, I've seen them like a paragraph where you're just given just enough meat
I
to say.
like it depends on how they're trying to, because I don't think they want to give too. Well, you know what? Let's get into it.
What do you think of it?
Okay, so I hated that film. Like I just hated it. I feel like the film, it sold me more than it gave me.
Okay.
It sold when I look up and I was like, "Ooh, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine," and he had a Wolverine moment in it. If you check for it,
with the hammer.
Tommy Ryan! He had a Wolverine moment in there.
Yeah.
Viola Davis, Terrence Howard, and I'm like, you are star-studding this whole film for me. But then the film doesn't do what these actors and the characters can do. Like, it almost felt like it does what it says on the tin. Somebody got kidnapped, we found out where they are. That's all it did. Like, there was every build kind of, it was anticlimactic. So when, Hugh Jackman really like starts to get a bit dark, he doesn't go all the way dark.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't even have like a resolution. It's not like he goes light on it. It's not like he like, cool. So now I not only understand where he's coming from, but he's seen the light in some way. He's had resolution in his character. It's just he goes dark and then he just stops over there. That's it. Everything just has that kind of, and then just stops. Why was Viola Davis in the movie? Anyone?
Yeah, but this
Any
the
takers?
thing.
Before her time.
That's what I'm about to say.
Before her.
Before her time, no.
This was before How to Get Away with Murder, which really excelled her.
I'll give that.
Right
I'll give
about that vibe, because Viola Davis was in I can't remember. There was another film she was in where she had a really, really small role.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck. Like, what's going on here? But then do you know what it was? It was Doubt. Have you seen Doubt with Philip Seymour Hoffman? I
haven't seen that, no.
Doubt. He's a priest, and there's a conflict between whether or not he touched up a kid or not. She has a really small role in that, and I was like, "Raw, like how are they just gonna deal with her?" But this was a long time before she.
But even then, I'm like, for the role that she had, it's almost like the role, like she didn't matter.
She didn't.
And if she didn't. Really.
So then I'm like, why were you there? Even what she did, even what her role was, it was almost like that could have been a single father. Yeah. Terrence Howard could have been a single father, or she could have been a single mother. Yeah. I'm giving all the lines to one parent, and it would have had its own dynamic as a family. But it just didn't. It's like there was no point. There was so many things in that film that had no point, bro. So many things in that film. I was like, why? For example, why did he? Let me give one small spoiler. Why did he drive into the tree? What has that got to do with anything else in the film? Man drove into a tree. It had nothing to do with sometimes an accident happens. Like I saw in Desperate Housewives recently, somebody drove into the back of a car. The car bonnet opened because it got smashed into. Dead body inside. There's a point why she drove into the back. So everything has a point. It felt like there was no point why he drove into the tree.
I feel like the reason he drove into the tree is because he was kind of simple and he was trying to get away, and he ended up driving into the tree like a simple person.
So is there any consequence to it?
Because he got arrested.
So he could have got arrested in any way, shape, or form. But the way he got arrested was that he drove into a tree. That's what I'm saying. It didn't matter. Like they could have just held the gun to the window and he put his hands out the window and now he's arrested. But instead, they added another 2 minutes so this guy could drive into a tree. So they spent money on a budget to mash up the RV so he could drive into a tree.
Dramatic
for
effect,
Dramatic effect. No storyline consequence though.
Listen,
it doesn't make sense.
Go on, you go.
I totally agree with you, bro.
Thank you. This is what I'm saying.
This film...
If you play devil's advocate, bro...
This film literally kind of started so well. There was like so much potential. Like the start was really good. And it was like, okay, boom, boom, boom. RV's there, gone missing. Ooh, mystery, spooky. And then it got to the middle and it couldn't move from the middle. It was stuck. The film was stuck. Literally stuck in gear. Like it wouldn't move. You get me? And then all the cliche bits started to come out when the dead guy, the body that's been there. Bro, it was like, bro, that almost gave away most of the film, if I'm honest. Like from there, I was able to... And it was like... And then they tried to throw... You know what? One bit that confused me though is I don't understand the connect. I didn't really get the connection between the two suspects.
So one of them...
That's true. Me as well, you know.
I didn't really get the connection.
I felt like I had to watch it a second time to figure that out, but I was like, I'm not doing that, bro.
I'm
so
not doing that.
So the one that was getting tortured was the boy that went missing.
Yeah.
And the other one was the actual guy that they thought that guy was. Like he's the son.
So what was the connection though? What was like, and that was another thing, is like my man said, you lot just fully sold me bullshit. Because like, let's keep it 100. The whole reason was...
That film could have been an episode.
Bro.
It could have been like a short story in something else.
The whole reason they was the way they was is because they were trying to throw you off and they should have had some sort of connection. So the fact that there wasn't, it was like, well, why? How? This is just...
You're going to defend this. Are you really going to play devil's advocate? We could just really agree on this.
He's like this. He's like this.
Is this what you're like, bro?
He's like this, bro. He's a different guy, bro.
Here's the thing, bro. If you're going to just play devil's advocate, don't.
But let him cut, because he has to come up with justifiable reasons as to why.
But there is no justifiable reason.
Let's see, because he likes to dig, and it's like,
Can I speak?
Please.
No, go on, King.
At the start of this movie, I really thought it was sick because it built it up kind of well.
Yeah.
I like movies that start pretty quick. So we was there, that happened, girl goes missing, boom, we're in the movie. You get what I'm saying? I like that. I'm not a massive fan of Jake Gyllenhaal either.
Are you not?
Not a massive fan of him.
See,
I'm not a massive fan.
even but he didn't impress me in this.
Even Source Code.
I'm not a Source Code was one of his better movies.
Nightcrawler.
It was okay. It was okay. I thought it was okay.
What's that? You didn't like Southpaw?
Southpaw is an okay movie. It's not like
you don't like Jake.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Like
not
he hasn't really.
He hasn't sold you.
He hasn't shone yet.
Do you know what? Do you know where I put him with? I put him next to like Ryan Gosling in the same as kind of like.
I can't disagree.
He hasn't.
I can't disagree, bro.
You know what? I don't fuck with Ryan, man.
But this
hasn't done. I don't know why he's Ryan.
That's his point.
Yeah,
that's his point.
I don't feel like Jake's a Ryan though. They put Ryan on a fucking pedestal.
That's where Jake Gyllenhaal is for me now. He's alongside that where it's just like if he's in a movie, I'll be like, oh, okay, it's Jake.
But he still ain't got
but
the
he
one
ain't
for
got me.
You need another name.
Yeah, so Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, and
he had a Hugh Jackman with him.
I don't know what type of character Jake was trying to portray in this. I don't know. Like, did he have some sort of like mental thing? Because he's used to this. Was there something? I don't know. But okay, I'm not a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. Viola Davis, obviously, she's an outstanding actress.
Yeah,
I agree with you in the sense that she didn't need to. She or Terrence didn't. It was a kind of. It seemed like they were just adding names. Do you know what I'm saying?
But it's interesting because they weren't names. So you know what? I'll shoot the film some bell because it's almost like they were bringing in. They were almost up and coming at the time.
I didn't realize that. That's a key.
I'm shooting some bell in terms of like, okay, so you've got some things under your belt. You hear me?
We get to the part where Hugh Jackman turns dark, as you said. Yeah, we get to that part, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I'm trying to imagine if my child was this, that, blah, 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 and I'd probably be the same. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably be similar if I assume that this is the main suspect and he's been like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'd probably be the same. Hugh Jackman's portrayal in this was fantastic for me. I think he nailed a dad who.
Well, he carried the film, to be fair.
I think he nailed a dad's daughter had been taken and he now feels hopeless. That's what I got from that. Do you know what I'm saying? The third half of this movie, it did slide. It became to a point where it was just like, okay, let's throw that in. Let's throw that in. Okay, shit, we did that before, so we have to kind of do this so that it kind of makes sense that we did that, etc., etc. Even with the snakes thing, it was just a bit like,
what was the snakes for?
It was like,
you know what pissed me off was the way that they were coming out. I remember just leaving it and then being surprised when they were fucked. I was like, bro, are we being retarded here?
The bit that you mentioned,
the
bit that you mentioned with the dead guy and you found out, etc., what was going on, this, that, and the mazes and stuff was like, ugh. However,
I still don't understand the mazes.
So, all right, wait.
Still don't understand the mazes.
So, if he had no connection to the guy,
who didn't have no connection?
The one that crashed,
the first one. Yeah.
If he didn't have no connection, what was the mazes about?
He does have the connection because they napped him. They napped that youth from the mum.
So he's the one that was kidnapped from way back.
He was the one that was kidnapped from way back.
That's interesting. I wish they had written that more. In a way that makes more sense.
But in the movie, it even
says
he does at the end has been returned back.
Yeah, I know, but it still wasn't like.
Can you imagine? Both of us didn't get it.
Yeah, it still wasn't clear because
don't
do that. Don't do that.
That's not on me.
I don't want it. I don't want that.
That's not on me.
Because I feel like it's more. I feel like it's more of an assumption than
it's not an assumption because they literally say what's his name is returned back to his mother.
But they don't explain who the other guy is though.
The other guy is their original son, the one that he's gone missing, the original son. Then they've napped my man and put him as that you. Because remember, they say, he had a thing with snakes and this, that. That's why he turned up.
I remember that.
So that youth's gone missing.
Yeah, it wasn't clear. But
this is what I'm saying. Even with that,
it wasn't
that
clear.
could be written in a way that makes you go, ruh.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. There was no like,
right. You're just like, okay.
All right. Let me finish.
If you say so.
Let me finish. The third part of this movie did slide, and like I said, they was trying to. It seemed like they was chasing their tail to try and be like, okay, yeah, we did that, etc., etc. However, as a movie, I still think it's a great movie. I still think it's good.
What?
I still think it's good.
I'm gonna need to know why.
The first part of this movie and up until the middle part is fantastic for me. I really enjoyed it.
So it got stuck in the middle. So how was it great?
Hugh Jackman's portrayal. Hugh Jackman's portrayal of the character was sensational.
He carried the film. Now
was sensational for me.
Give me three.
I liked. Can I?
Sorry, King.
Can I land? Can I speak?
Sorry, King. Sorry, King.
Let me land.
Sorry, King.
Can I speak? Although I'm not a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, I did like the kind of dynamic that he had with Hugh Jackman, especially when they were sitting in the car and when he was chasing him at the end, when he was like, I'm going to get you, you fucker kind of thing. Do you remember that bit at the end? Yeah. I did like that type of dynamic. I also like the dynamic that he had with the police, with the his with chief the sergeant. Or whatever. Yeah. I like that dynamic. Okay. But as I said,
realistic? It's only realistic because of the sort of town they was in. But those are the kind of towns where you can boy off everyone because if you're the main guy that normally solves cases.
What I will say about this movie,
that's your 3 points that justify making this a great film.
There must be another 2 or 3.
I think it's a great movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. I would watch it again.
He's playing devil's advocate.
I've watched it like 3 or 4 times already.
You're playing devil's advocate.
You're being silly, and that's probably why he knows
he's playing devil's advocate
with the bit because he's watched it 3 or 4 times. You weren't getting that from the first time. But anyway, bro, how can it be? Now you're shitting on other films that we reviewed because how can it be a great film? And it was only great. It was only good for half of the film. It got stuck in the middle.
The only thing that I would say was really poor in this was that the ending, like the actual ending, where
everything came together.
Do you know what that's called?
What? Anticlimactic?
No. Hold on, wait. I got this. You got the denouement. A denouement. Gems.
I like the pride in both your faces.
Gems. The denouement. Episode 5.
That denouement did nothing for me.
So that was terrible. That part was like definitely a meh.
Can I tell you what this is like? This is like when you have your cereal, right? You put the let's say I'm going to use Frosties as an example. You put your Frosties in the bowl. You pour the right amount of milk. Now the Frosties in the right bowl. You got your favorite spoon, and it's like the right amount of milk just below the level of the line, so it doesn't drown them. And then also you don't mix it up. You just eat the
so it's crunchy,
right? So, and then your girl comes and stirs it and eats the spoon and says, "Eat the rest." That's the first thing that she messes up. And then what happens is that you realize because she's eaten so much Frosties when she took some of your food,
all you got now
is a whole bunch of milk. Yeah. But you finished all of the milk. So now you got gas, right? So you got gas and you got that in your bowels, right? For the rest of the day. Will you still say that was a good breakfast?
Is the milk frosty tasting?
No.
But it must be if it was.
No, but it's not somehow. Somehow it should.
How?
Everything pointed. How? It's because you ate it so fast because you had to eat it before it got really soggy, right? So that's how. But now, do you still call this a good breakfast? Because you're calling this a good film.
He said a great breakfast.
He
said a great breakfast. That's what I mean. I might let you slide for a good breakfast.
Are you lining up next to cornmeal, porridge, and the plantain breakfast you had?
What number would you give this movie?
4 at most.
What would you give it?
I would have. It's average. I would have gave it like a 5, 5.5.
You're talking about the 8s and the 9s right now.
I would give it about 7.
But you're giving it a 5 because you're sitting here saying, right, when it got to midway, it was good and then it slid.
The thing is, like, there's movies out there that are really good that don't nail beginning, middle, and end. Like, they don't. That's why it doesn't make it. I'm not saying it nailed everything, but it nailed enough for me. Whoa. It nailed enough. And especially, and don't get me wrong, like I said, it could definitely have been made far better.
Okay, how do you think it could have been made far better? I think that's a key thing to understand.
I think,
your perspective.
like I said, the ending part, I think they should have landed that better. Yeah, I will agree. I'm not going to sit here and say I found out that bit about the kids and the connection on the first one because I didn't. I'll be honest. The only time I found it out was this last time. Was this last time?
That was not clear.
When I watched it this time, I was like, oh.
The realness is, I wanted to rewind it. And I just didn't care about this. I just didn't care.
So the ending, the actual ending, I would definitely feel like they could have done better because it kind of feel like they was running out of maybe money kind of thing. It's like they had used what they had used on the other bit, and then they had some for snakes, and then they used that on 16.
I don't think it was in the money. I think it was in the writing.
Yeah, just
because I don't think they wrote the end well. I don't think
the ending. Like I've said, the ending wasn't.
They spent too much time on the beginning and how we would introduce this film into where it was. I would really like to know behind the scenes in this film and just watch how they did the whole thing.
Sorry, another thing that I liked as well is the whole dynamic when he had the guy in his place. I like that kind of, and especially with
the whole film could have been around
Terrence as well.
Yeah,
one thing I wanted to ask you guys,
a bit more dark.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys here: if you're Terrence, on the initial part, the first part, when he speaks to you and you're Terrence, what are you doing? Are you going along with it, or are you not going along with it?
To be fair, I'm going along with it. I don't understand why Terrence wasn't.
I don't understand why he was so like
right. But that's what I'm saying. They didn't write this well. They didn't even give Terrence a real like a driving force.
Yeah, he had.
You don't understand the driving force because he's just relaxed about everything. Oh, she's lost.
And when he finally got the daughter back, it was like, there was no urgency to him or whatever. It was like he was pretty much irrelevant, and that's what almost made Viola Davis' character a bit more disappointing because I thought she would be
the one who then
she'll
notice that he's not.
So she's not on it. So when she comes in now, it's like bossy.
Right. Even Hugh Jackman's wife had something. She went all the way depressed. This woman was lying down.
Yeah.
One thing I did like, I really liked that it was just. I didn't like him writing it down. But I liked when she said about, I was just asleep and then I came, someone was in the house and the window was open and he wrote window open.
Yeah.
And I was like, out of all the information she gave you, you wrote down window open. So now me as a viewer knows window open is going to come back later on, right? Where I don't think that would be the piece of information that he'd write down as I need to write this down.
The thing with, see, look.
But I did like how that tied in later.
The reason, do you know why he wrote that down?
No, of course I know why he wrote it down.
Because she said, are you not going to write this down? That's the only reason he wrote it down. He didn't write it down because it was pertinent information.
It was because this what happens.
He was like, she was talking, in his eyes, she's talking nonsense. She ain't slept for this day. Her daughter's been just angry. So he didn't even have his thing out. It was only when she said, and then now the window's open. And then she looked at him and said, you're not going to write this down. And then he was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but then,
window open.
But this is what I'm saying.
But then what he's saying,
so then go back into the
one thing
writer's
you
mind.
do write down is the one bit that's going to tie in.
This is what I'm saying. The thing is, it's weird. Like sometimes you watch films and you can basically look at what the writer and the director and the DOP is thinking when they're making this part happen. And I don't like that. I don't like seeing behind the wall. I like films where you don't see behind the wall. No matter how incredulous the whole thing is, no matter how wild this concept is, you don't see. Fight Club, you do not see behind the wall.
And that's why the ending is disappointing because
you're seeing
at that time when you realize it's such and such, you should be like, oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's another. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the ending. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
How did you call it a great film? I'm still trying to figure that out, bro.
I think it's a great film. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I would recommend it to watch it.
Can we just get to it? Because I'm not entertaining your bull, bro.
You watch it a fourth time.
Not today.
I've watched it 4 times.
I've
watched it 4 times.
With different people, or by yourself?
By myself.
You are
drunk.
Proper. You hear me? Proper.
Felix. Yo, people. It's a watch it from me. I think as you've heard, we've all unanimously agree that the ending isn't great. However, I think there's enough in this movie, more than enough in this movie, especially with certain people's acting and a little bit of the story, not the ending. However, for me, it's 100% watch it.
For me, it's a do not watch this at all costs. And the only time you should ever watch a film like this is if you're happy to stop watching the film halfway through. Like, if you're watch it before you go to bed, so you can fall asleep halfway through, drift off, and be like, I was watching this film. I don't know how it ended, but the first part was really good. If you're happy to do that, which I'm not, then go ahead and watch it. Otherwise, do not watch this unresolved thing called a movie.
Amber J, so not from me. It's too long.
It is a long movie, isn't it?
It sells you a
2.5
dream.
hours.
It had a lot of potential that it didn't meet. Acting was good, but other than that, it's a no from me, man.
All right. So after that one, Let's get out of our system, guys. Get out of our system.
I mean, it was never in my system.
Well, I mean, you seem pretty missed.
Not out of my system yet. There's the next one.
What's the
Shadows in the Clouds?
Should we do that one next?
Oh, he called it.
Okay, Shadows in the Clouds.
He called it.
Am I allowed to swear on the platform?
You definitely are, because
Shadows in the motherfucking clouds.
This one is gonna have a lot of swearing. So Zush, I'll allow you to do this and run the synopsis for this one. So yeah, Shadow in the Cloud. This is on Amazon Prime. You can find this one, starring Chloë Grace Moretz. And
Fight Club. Not Fight Club. Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
Kick-Ass. Yeah,
bro, great in Kick-Ass.
Right.
Great film. If you've never seen Kick-Ass, go and check that out.
Right.
All right.
You've never seen Kick-Ass?
Yeah, I have. I'm saying Run True.
Yeah, that's a dip.
We need to.
Just like that.
I want to get into this one. This is
Rotted,
another. This is another.
No more devil's advocate. Just talk from your heart, bro.
Horizon.
I think
Horizon Line.
Yo, I saw a certain scene,
bro. Please, just read.
I said, yo,
read the synopsis. Read the synopsis so we can get into it, please.
All right. I don't know what kind of.
Yeah, this isn't really the.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
monsters.
Yeah, but
You got to do it in like a Gollum voice or something.
I saw monsters. You saw monsters, right?
There was something that resembled a monster.
There's monsters.
a female World War II pilot traveling from the top secret documents on B-17 Flying Fortress encounters an evil presence on board of the flight.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
That was actually, that made sense to me.
Energy.
That made sense to me, bro. That made sense.
Yeah. I'll take this.
me, give me off the coach, man. Give me off the bench, coach.
Right. I don't want no one to say nothing. Okay?
Right.
Last week, we watched the movie called Horizon Line. Okay? It's another Amazon movie. We watched it and it was the week before, sorry. And we totally ripped it apart. And I've stood on that, I sat on that episode and I told a lie. And I want to rectify that lie now. The lie I told, was that movie was the worst movie we had reviewed on this show, and that it was the most pointless movie that we had reviewed on this show. I would like to apologize to all 6 of our fans that you can now call Daniel Nero a liar. I will now rectify that, change that, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Shadows in the Cloud could possibly be one of the worst movies. And when I say worst movies, I'm not even talking about storyline. Oh no. I'm not talking about direction. Oh no. I'm talking about every single part of this movie was terrible. There is nothing good about this movie. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing good about this movie. It was absolute trash. And the scene I think you're talking about was there an explosion? Yeah.
Oh no, it was way before that.
Bruv,
it was way before that.
Was it the baby hanging? This should be a spoiler.
Oh my Lord, the baby hanging.
This should be a spoiler review because it was that shit.
We might as well do spoilers throughout this whole thing, but bro.
Bro, there was so, bruv.
It doesn't make no. Now imagine how you'd feel now if I said, no, I think it was all right, still.
No, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Because you guys sat there and gave some good points about the movie.
I can give you some good points.
Of this one.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so Kick-Ass, she's actually a really good actress.
What, in this?
No. I'm not saying what she was acting about was good or what she was scripted to say was good.
She'll show you what she needs to show you.
She is a good actress.
In this?
Yeah, I think she was a good actress in this to a certain point. Just like the writing was in the last film to a certain point, right?
But half. But she was good in this for half. I think she did
about a third of this movie as good acting. About a third. It was most of the scenes that she was alone and didn't have to talk to anybody else. Her acting, I really think, because I think she's got a believable face. I think she carries, she carried the accent average to good. No, it wasn't English. I don't think she was trying to be English. Was she trying to be English?
She was trying to be English.
Well, then she wasn't great at that.
that wasn't her strong point.
But like, she
what are we doing here?
But the other stuff, like for example, they had like certain points that like the coloration that they did on certain stuff when they introduced the characters over the thing and they came up on the screen.
Crap.
No.
I like that.
That could have been done.
No. The coloration,
but
the actual coloration
the way
of
you
it.
introduce that into a film just to kind of throw you off. Is like, okay.
When I saw that, that made me realize, like, oh, that's the type of budget we're working with.
Right.
Here. Like it made me realize.
The color, I'm not talking about.
Oh, you're talking the color.
The color of it. I really liked the color of it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I also liked that the CGI looked like it was impactful. Like they could actually touch each other. That actually, when they fought at the end, and the monster,
he's reaching on this.
The monster reacted to her punch. I was like,
well, after she broke his arm.
Now, I do want to say, at the time that I was watching this, I was driving, so my eye was on the road and peeking.
Okay,
that's cool. That's cool.
Not bad. Right?
Not bad.
As in, I couldn't tell if it was bad because you got to keep your eye on the road.
Okay,
and your ear on the dialogue.
Cool.
Dialogue was trash.
Yes.
But there were some characters who pulled off just their role. I'm not saying inside context, but just their role, not bad.
Like who?
What character?
The baby. The baby. The baby did a great job of being a baby. The baby was like,
do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know
I was
what?
like, well done. Christian, I believe you.
The baby didn't even do a great job. Because baby would have been dead.
That baby was hanging. Do you not remember?
The baby was hanging from the thing.
Do you not remember the part where the plane, like the camera turned? I was like,
bro, can I come
because you know where that's from? That's from the Denzel Washington film. That's from Flight. I've never seen anyone do the inversion before.
I've never seen anyone do the inversion like that. I'll tell you that.
They inverted the plane, then inverted the camera, then inverted the plane again.
And then had planes coming through, like this.
I said, you're not taking this film seriously. I think at some point, because there's a point I'm going to make on this. Shall I make it now?
Make it.
I'll make it now. Have you guys seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. From what I hear about that film, they were making one film and then Quentin Tarantino said, I'm bored.
Have you not seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
I've seen it. It's one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
But it's shit.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Right? But it's also one of my favorite films because when someone said they just decided to change the film halfway through, and you could see that that's what they did.
But I'm
like, I get what I think when they got the film, and it's a recent film as well, right?
Yeah. Brand new, spanking.
Right. I think this is a lockdown film, and I'm starting to see a pattern of these where people are like, I need some money, Regin. I need some money. I need to holler at investors. It feels like what they did with Dusk Till Dawn. They're like, we can't take this film seriously. Let's just be cool with the fact that we can't take it seriously and act that way.
Yeah.
Because they didn't take it seriously.
I saw the trailer for this.
Why would they make a trailer?
Ages ago.
There's no way they could have made a trailer.
And it looked a lot more serious than what this film actually was.
No, but I think that this is a serious film. I think that they've.
No, it can't be.
This is a serious.
We all saw the ending. It wasn't.
Bro, this is a serious film. This is a serious film.
With a cartoon, bro.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Can I get off the bench? Can I get off the bench? I'll tell you how I know this one is serious film. As soon as they started, the soundtrack let me know. Let me know where and what kind of film this might be.
Bro,
yeah?
Do you know?
So when the soundtrack started, I knew, okay, this is gonna be one of those films where it's a bit Dusk Till Dawn. Why am I thinking about Toxic Girl? Have you not seen that film?
No.
Oh, there's a film. It's old school, but it's like Toxic Girl, but it's really silly, kind of Dusk Till Dawnish.
Right.
So I knew it was gonna be in that type of realm
from the beginning.
All was left was whether it was gonna be good or whether it was going to be bad. Yeah, that was all that was left. Now, again with Horizon Line and what was the other one? Stowaway.
Stowaway one.
Let me get.
All right, sorry.
Was Stowaway Marky Mark? Was that
no.
This is
it was
Netflix
like it was on Netflix. They're in space. Three
I
people
reviewed it like last week or something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
But those two films.
Are you guys like just really not reviewing like the top films? You like?
No, we do. We had
I mean, we
What's
can
really
but
going on with you?
we try and find some gems.
You get variety. You're going for variety.
There's no
make the obvious choices.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no
exactly
point in doing Tom Cruise's film or Brad Pitt's film every single time.
Okay, cool.
Show some versatility. Show that. But we don't always watch the same film. So these are sometimes you find a gem. Yeah,
like Calm with Horses. You seen Calm with Horses?
No, I'm gonna write it down. No,
but Netflix.
What's it called?
Calm with Horses.
Calm with Horses.
So
so it is worth
so
it
like
then.
Stowaway and Horizon Line, right? It takes a lot from the character and the writing if you're only going to have one person, two people on screen for majority of the film. Like I have to fall in love with this character. Like this character has to sell it to me. Like, I have to. It doesn't matter if it's silly, serious, whatever. Whoever you are at this moment in time, like let me believe that's who you are. And this film didn't do that. Like for majority of the film, it was just about her, right?
This is the truth.
And you're just getting like voiceovers and shit like that.
It's the truth.
Which is why I like the way they introduce the characters, because it's like, okay, cool. I know they're not gonna be a main feature in this. It's more about the voiceovers, but it's gonna be about her. So I need her to give me what I need to keep me intrigued in this film.
And she doesn't.
And she wasn't doing that. But you know, hold on, wait. You know what was doing that? Was the storyline. The storyline was doing that because from the trailer and from the start of this film, I knew she wasn't who she was telling them who she was.
Okay.
So it was about who are you really? Why are you here? And what's in that? You hear me?
Right.
When all those things started to unveil, that's where the film started going down because it didn't make any sense after that.
True.
When you find out what's in the thing, it's like, bro, so
like,
why are we here? Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I thought she was going to be just Black Widow type. Plane fighter.
I was
that's about
expecting
to
something to just go,
bro. And all these gremlins are about to pop out from nowhere. And boom. When you find out what's really in the thing, it kind of makes you question. So, wait. Why? Like, I don't understand the
lockdown
the
film.
tie-in. I don't. Yeah,
Lockdown
that's what I'm
film,
saying.
bro.
That's why I get what you're saying. Because where's the tie-in? You were either going that way, or that way. But what is that way? What was that way? And that way was this.
Right.
Do you know what? Do you know what this looked like? I'll tell you what this looked like. So you know, like you can buy Adobe Premiere Pro packs.
Oh, you're about to boil off the whole thing, bro.
You can buy it. So basically, what this looked like, is like someone had bought a multi-pack. And in the multi-pack, it had planes, gremlins, and a baby. That's what
It's like a mystery box.
Yeah, that's what a mystery box. So you've gone onto this website.
One cut. You know when you're a bag of shit and you gotta make some
You've
shit
gone
out
onto
of
this
it.
website and it said, look, pay $15, and you will get a mystery or pack of things that you could use in your film. And they got planes, a baby, and
gremlins,
and then so they got that, and I was like, right, okay, cool. What can we do here now? What can we do here now? So then they decided to find, like, it's like the same with the Angelina Jolie thing. Like, it's like they knew the Chloe, the kick-ass girl. They knew her. We'll be like, okay, if we get her, like, then we can we can.
That's where the budget went.
But she said she wanted 25 grand and they only had 25 grand 400.
Yeah.
So now they've only got
so you got her and bought a pack.
And now they've only got $400. So now you're outsourcing. You're outsourcing to like your little brother and them things there to do like the film and the writing and stuff. That's what happened. That fight at the end, could be one of the...
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Let's just say that monster was probably one of the worst monsters ever to
It didn't make no sense.
Like, he was worse than the weasel from Suicide Squad.
Bro, there's no monster that I've ever seen on TV get beaten up.
Let me tell you this. Like I was saying with the last thing, if you haven't got a consequence for it, if you haven't got a consequence that adds to the movie, separate, like, let's say, for example, I don't know, I'll keep going back to Fight Club because I've been watching it recently, right? In Fight Club, it's just like a dilapidated house, but it has consequence because it becomes their headquarters.
Yeah.
So when you first look at it, it's like, oh, you just got a dilapidated house, but eventually it becomes their headquarters. And in the first, let's say their first fight, it's a fight. And he keeps talking about a fight every so often. It's like, why does he keep talking about a fight? It must have some consequence. When you realize in the end, oh, because it wasn't really a fight. Consequence. Everything has some consequence, right? When you realize that Gremlin has no consequence, that film would have been the same film with or without the gremlin.
Yeah.
Bro, so it was like, so why is it here? It got to the point where I was like, nah, the baby has to be special and the gremlin wants the baby.
The baby must
It
turn
has to-
into a gremlin.
Without that gremlin, yeah, and without the gremlin, fucking hell, without the gremlin, this movie could be like a lot better.
Yes,
Like if
bro.
if you had the same movie
No,
and just took out the
I
gremlin,
think without
Yeah.
the baby. Because then
but with the gremlin.
yeah, because then it means like, what is the hold on, wait. So what is the where is she going? Like what is this? What
But this is what I'm saying. The baby has consequence. The baby ties into the man. The man was holding him sit
Alright,
back. There's a story
Yeah, and
behind
the
the
reason
baby.
that she said that she's classified, you can't do this, that because it's she's
know what?
trying to get her
I'd
baby
rather
from
a
the
better
thing.
thing than a baby in that
The
thing.
yeah,
I didn't even know what I thought there was just a document in a box that would say that she's like Black Widow and
That's
shit.
what I thought.
And like the plane's about to get attacked by a hella gremlins and she's just about to go do lally.
I just
Yeah,
wonder
me.
how you can
That would
have.
have been a better film.
I wonder how you can have a soundproof case that
That was
a
another-
baby can survive
that
inside.
was that
Bro,
was another
that's why I
thing.
said the baby wasn't a good actor because he would have died.
That baby was a good actor. He was blue. You ain't blue,
But
bro.
can I talk about the scene? Can I talk about the
yeah,
scene?
please do.
Bro.
Because it might be one of the most, you know what, do your thing.
So we're talking about the bit where it blows up.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah.
Right.
That
so
was wild.
Let me explain to you what happens.
Fucking wild.
Let me explain to you what happens. Right.
And keep in mind, the spoilers, you won't. We're gonna
These
be
aren't spoilers.
We're gonna be unanimous
We're
on the watch it or not
We're
part.
helping you out.
Yeah,
These are
yeah,
helpers
yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. So basically, she's in the plane, yeah, and there's like a hatch, and you can jump out of it. So she dropped. No, she's hanging on by a finger. Remember, she's hanging
Yeah.
on by a finger. A broken.
One second though, just to wheel it back a bit. You know why I said I knew you were gonna say some shit? Was the whole her coming outside of the plane and how
Bro,
The whole sequence. The whole sequence.
you're going all the way
We're
from
gonna-
there.
Yeah, you got to. You got to set it up so
Okay,
you realize
okay,
how
my bad.
friggin' ridiculous this thing is.
We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. So like I said the other time with the other film, I've never been skydiving, right? But my mum took me into one of the fake skydiving things, yeah. And so not that I'm an expert, but I've got a little bit of knowledge about what happens, when you're thing. And also, I likened it to when you're driving fast down the motorway and you put your hand out the car and it's like,
Yep.
you know
Your
what I'm
hand
saying?
get taken off by the wind, right? And that's only 70 miles an hour. But let's
70.
carry on.
Yeah. With her, first of all, her hair weren't moving. Like it was pretty static.
Yeah.
That was first. So it led me to believe that she wasn't actually out on the plane. I don't know. Maybe she
But
should have been.
benefit of the doubt, hair gel. And let's carry on.
Fine. Okay. Cool. So then, as we're thinking, the thing turns, right? So like she's this, that, and they try and make it so it looks like, oh yeah, she's upside down because her clothes are kind of this, that.
That's the bit that pissed me off. Because wait, let me shoot it some bell. Like I said, from the soundtrack, I knew what type of film it was.
Yeah.
So even though I knew you were gonna pinpoint this little scene because I knew that obviously she weren't outside the plane, they were trying to push green screen and blah blah blah. So that wasn't important. It was the flip that was like, bro.
The flip was that was unnecessary.
Like, yeah, now you're trying to wind me up. Now you're winding me up.
No sense.
I know that you're not trying to portray it as a real thing, but now you're winding me up.
So then,
I've watched it this long. You should give me something.
Yes,
But
I know.
instead they take away. What? Regin.
Yeah, I felt a bit cheesed
Hard done
off.
by. And the thing is as well, over the past 2 years before lockdown, we was all going rock climbing as well. So we know the physics of this thing as well.
That's what I'm
What are
saying.
you talking
That's what I'm saying.
about?
My mum took me to it, so I know the physics.
You can't tell me you're upside down, but your hair's still falling down
Bro,
your face.
it was like, oh yeah, I didn't like the way they did
So
that.
then,
Sorry, carry on. Because keep in mind, he ain't even got to the climax yet. he ain't got to the part where you really
let's touch on the baby hanging off the little thing with the monster. Like, so this monster can climb around the plane. He can climb up. He can come in the plane, come out the plane. This, that, but he can't grab the baby.
Right.
That's at arm's length. Can't grab the baby. The baby's too far away, and it ruins the movie if he grabs the baby. So he can't grab the baby, which is the thing. And we're upside down, right? We're upside down, right?
Kinda, yeah.
It's cool, but the baby is cool.
It's
Baby's hanging off her thing because that baby must be light or how strong.
Right.
You know them Germans anyway, or is it American? They be using reinforced
Steel
wicker.
and- yeah.
Reinforced wicker. You know what I'm saying? So then anyway, that bit was cool.
Real leather.
Yeah, she had already broken her hand before that anyway. So
It's a
then,
finger.
the finger.
Finger.
Oh yeah, of course. So that shoots some bail. That's
Because your hand works just as easy without.
Then so I just put it back in. Right, yeah. So then anyway, there's a point now, so I'm gonna get to it. So she's hanging off the plane, her whole body weight. I don't know if any of you done pull-ups, but so she's hanging off the plane with her whole body weight and
Hold on, wait. Was she hanging by a finger?
she was hanging by the finger, no?
See, I thought she was hanging by.
No, she was
like
hanging by the
something,
finger.
like piece of clothing or some shit.
She was hanging by the finger.
Okay, say no.
I'm
But
pretty
you
sure
watched it twice.
I definitely didn't. I definitely didn't. This is the type of movie that I wouldn't watch twice.
Go back in it.
No.
Nah,
No
I'm
matter,
done.
I don't want to piece anything together. Hold on finger, and she drops. Obviously, you would because you're holding her by the finger. Luckily for her, there was an explosion below her, which catapulted her back onto the plane. Safe
With
and
force,
sound.
you know.
Yeah.
No, not safe and sound.
sorry.
With force.
No, she was safe. Yeah.
Her back hit the top of that.
Oh
plane.
yeah.
But her back hit the top of that plane and she landed not back down on the hole she came in through.
It was like, but just, you get angles.
Angles of it.
Angles. You know,
So you drop down.
It kind of.
An explosion hits you in
but-
exact angle upwards. You hit the inside of the plane
No, it
upwards.
wasn't.
But when you fall down, you fall a little bit over this way.
but
anyway.
the thing is, like, I'm not even gonna say anything about that because I don't know trigonometry, so that might be possible. So I don't know. You know what? Fuck this. Let's move on. This one for me was absolute. Do you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. It's a not. If you want to upset yourself, if you want to upset yourself and waste your time, watch it. If you don't want to do that, like normal people, and you want to live your life, it's a not.
I'm disappointed, man, because this. No, I'm just saying I'm disappointed in this film, man.
Are you?
Like, because I wasn't expecting like.
And I feel like Amazon do these a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Amazon do these a lot.
That's why they're losing a bit of credibility.
Bro, Amazon do
That's why, they're
Amazon
losing a bit.
do
Like, they're not
these
really
a
a
lot.
go-to for this.
I think it's because
you
they
keep throwing in
realize
these.
we don't care about movies. We care about selling you products by tomorrow.
But no, you say that, but things like I Care a Lot was good, bro.
That was good.
Yeah, me. And Tomorrow's War weren't the worst.
This Is Us was really good on Amazon as well.
Yeah, see, so they
got some really good
but
stuff.
they just have a lot of these.
Because you know, like me or you could upload something to Amazon.
Yeah,
right. Like literally, me and you could upload it.
Here's the bullshit though. Like, she's a big actor. Like, so they're paying money for this.
Yeah.
This is big.
Let's move on. Go on.
It's a no from me.
Yeah, it's a definite no from me.
Last one of the show.
Mare of Easttown.
Let's try and end it nicely. All right. Mare of Easttown.
Mare of Easttown.
Gonna be me with the synopsis, yeah?
Yes, it's
I
you.
can't really. There's no.
No, hold on. Wait a minute.
Wow.
I'm sure we can find something.
Well, I think this is the one that we don't give like mad spoilers on though.
Yeah, we definitely won't. But there's not a way for me to read it. I can only read it normally.
Wait, how can you say that?
Okay, so how should I read it then?
You're an actor, bro.
Yeah, but how? What theme do you want me to?
This is crime, thriller, tension.
Can I get a mysterious detective type of voice? Like,
Right, so I'm saying
like,
an American
like
detective as well. You know,
like, give me like a Pyro or Columbo type of, you hear me, feel.
go on Columbo, bro.
Yeah,
I think Columbo's
Columbo
from from West London.
A detective in a small Pennsylvania town investigates a local murder while trying to keep her life from falling apart.
Yeah,
and he couldn't do nothing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And he couldn't do nothing.
This is what the humble brags. It's a humble thing, you know.
No,
you know
what it is?
like, let me set the bar low and hit expectations way high.
Nah, you're giving it too much. You're giving it too much. What it is he tries to slide under and he just doesn't want to. You hear me? He's one of them guys that's trying to.
So he was trying to back out of it.
Last couple episodes, he's been like this. You hear me?
Yeah, we can't do that. You can't do that. Don't be lazy to your listeners, bro.
Lazy.
They deserve more from you, my G.
He's been lazy, but you know what?
All right, Mare of Easttown, HBO, Kate Winslet.
That's like a big two.
Straight away, really.
That's a big
like
two.
it's straight off the.
HBO, you know what? I like HBO.
Bro, I like HBO.
Unlike Amazon, HBO, deliver good content from their documentary
consistently. Consistently.
So let me tell you how I found it, because it took a while for me to be able to actually get to watch it.
Have you known about this one for a while?
I haven't heard about it. No, as in after Daniel sent it to me.
Okay, but you haven't heard about
it at all. So I was like, it should be easy. Check Netflix, not there. Check Amazon, not there. And those are the two things that I've got. I even checked Disney, because me, we've got Disney and it's not there. So I was like, sure, I'm gonna have to find like some pirate site, and I don't like it because I like supporting, the industry. I'm saying that for listeners. So like
for the sponsors,
but essentially, I actually like supporting the industry. So how am I gonna get this? And almost on the last hour, I was like, Now TV.
Yeah, it's
on Now TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I found it on Now TV, but I don't have Now TV.
Yeah.
I had a trial over Christmas gone. And after Christmas, I was like, I ain't going to pay for it. I'm not paying for 4 different TV things. I was, asked that. But then I was like, just use a different bank card.
Okay, resign.
I was about to say,
Got it.
I was about to say, new email. We got this.
A couple of emails. Told you, Jai Amore, G Amore. So a couple, but it was worth it. So for the record, it's on. You can catch it on Now TV.
This one
worth it.
No.
Please.
I was I like, before I watch movies, I like to try and check out like the writers and directors and stuff. So this one was, you probably never heard of him. I hadn't heard of him until that. So his name's Craig Zobel. But I checked some of his work, and basically he had done have you seen Westworld?
Yeah. Well,
I've seen a bit of
it. I know what,
Not much of it.
He did an episode of Westworld where they was all Japanese samurais and stuff like that. Did you see that one?
Nah.
That was like one of my favorite episodes as well. So when I had actually like seen that, I was like, oh, okay. Like he's done a movie as well. I can't remember, it was Z for something, but it was with, I can't remember his name, Chitel Okafor, what's his name?
Chitwell. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so that
from,
was
Doctor Strange and from 2021, I think, or 2012.
I know the face you are talking about.
Yeah, he's from
Ojapor.
Yeah. So he had done a movie with him as well. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, so he's been about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I noticed is that he is usually there for, when it comes to TV, he's usually there for one episode. He's not someone that does.
But he did the whole thing.
But he did this whole thing. So I was like, okay, like, because he had done that.
This is his thing now.
Yeah.
This is his first whole series.
This first whole thing. So when I was like, because obviously the Westworld episode, I was like, all right, let me see what you got. And boy, I was
impressed by this.
I was very impressed.
Very impressed.
I was very impressed.
Do you notice that the energy in the room's changed to talk about this one here?
Because it's like, okay, serious thing down.
The energy changed because we're all light, we feel comfortable, we're chilled on this one.
I was very impressed with this. So I kind of, I don't know if you're going to agree or not, but I kind of saw a lot of like Nomadland in this, in the sense of it was very stripped back and plain. There wasn't like massive explosions and this, that.
Well, where it was very simplified.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that was a lot to do with the whole general senses of the actual show.
And with that,
Easttown was a thing.
With that, I liked the way that they enclosed the town. Like, it seemed like everyone knew everyone, or you was only one person away from knowing everyone in the town.
Was only one person away.
They said it in the line. It was like, is there anyone here that you're not related to?
Yeah,
she goes, no.
Do you know what I mean? Which was a bit books.
And that kind of helped the storyline, because it was like, raw in this tiny town where people are looking for their dogs and this, that, blah, blah, blah. That's the crime. We've got this. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's a part in this, I can't remember what episode, I think it's like 4 or 5, where I kind of like, my head went back. I was like, we're here. Like, we went from here and we went to here. And I think from that episode, not that it wasn't good before that, it was good, but it was kind of like building you. Yeah. And then when that happened, I think it just went into the stratosphere for me. I think it really excelled in the end. And a lot of these things that you see, like we did with Prisoners, you get the middle, you get the first right, you get the middle, and then the ending you can't get right. For me, I think it kind of did. There was a few things that I weren't happy with at the ending, but overall, I think this kind of hit beginning, middle, and end for me.
Yeah. I think this, I agree. I think it hit beginning, middle, and amazingly. I love when TV dramas and stuff build slowly, because it's a bit cocky.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have to get you to the point because we've got everything we need to keep you right here in our building work. And they spent time in the first 2 episodes, especially. They spent time slowly building foundations.
Yeah,
you need to get to know that she's like that and this guy's like that, and that relationship is a bit like that.
For in terms of like, I agree. Of they built all the characters first, as opposed to showing you some story then showing the character.
Right.
Stories. They made sure everyone
got built in it.
Because for a minute it was like, well, what's his relevant? Like, you didn't even know where it was going.
Right.
There was so much characters,
and especially since the thing's called Mare of Easttown. Mare of Easttown makes you think of something regal, like royal, like the mayor. And you think of something that amazing. You realize it's just any scabby lady.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she plays that role amazingly. And then the next thing, let me tell you, the next thing that really got me was this is like crime thriller vibes that isn't like the ones that we grew up on. Like I'm Columbo and Murder, She Wrote. Now Columbo, you know who did it at the beginning, and it's just about how
Columbo puts it
gets
together,
that, right?
Yeah.
With Murder, She Wrote, you know all the characters from early on,
So
and everyone's got motive, and you have to figure it out while she's figuring it out. And she always figures it out before you.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they introduced new information that makes sense that it was always there, but you wouldn't know it. And there's not a lot that you would question.
Yeah.
It's like that makes sense that I didn't know before and I know it now. And they're slowly building the thing with, like, you have to slowly get to know the whole thing. Almost like getting to know a person.
Yeah.
And it for me felt like, from what I was raised on, it felt like a very different way of building a crime scene. And I realized it wasn't based on a book, which gasses me, because there's stuff that they're based on a book, which makes it very easy to make a TV drama out of. This isn't based on a book. At the end, it just says written by. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, somebody just concepted
that's
it.
That's a good spot. That's a good spot. I'm gonna agree with you guys on the.
You didn't like it?
No, wait.
Sorry, my bad.
Beginning, middle, end. Like, it done good in beginning, middle, end. Let me just hit some points. Mare was a very peculiar name for me. Like, as just a name, it just kept throwing me off. Like, her name was Mare. Like, did that not look? Is that a common name? Have you not heard that before?
Well, you just got to get to know your Brody folk a little bit more, bro. Like,
the name just kept throwing me off. I say it because it genuinely kept throwing me off.
It is a weird name. It is a weird name.
And it was like,
but bro, you
it was
used to
like what you were
Columbo.
saying. Like, yeah, I know, but Mare, and I googled it. It's like, I knew what it was, but it's like female horse or it's like,
Mare,
really, like it's random. But anyway, Kate executed the portrayal of who she was supposed to be. It even made me question, like, right, is this you now, Kate, or did you just dive into this role? You hear me? Like, is this? Yeah, it was one of those. Like,
one thing I wanted to say
amazing.
that is that you're probably gonna see her do this type of role a lot more now. Like she's probably gonna.
But she's gonna be in the new Avatar, right?
Yeah, I was gonna come as well. Yeah, she's in the new Avatar.
So, I mean, I'm not being
Who-
judgy. I'm just saying she can't be this in Avatar unless she's.
Yeah, but no one could be no one in Avatar. Really, you're playing an Avatar.
Well, it depends. Is she going to be human or is she going to be?
She might be a fucking doctor or scientist.
She could be like,
what's she gonna be?
Phoebe's brother from Friends was the bad, basically the bad guy, one of the two bad guys pulling strings in the old Avatar, right? And she could be that person.
So you don't know
She
who
could
she's
up
gonna
being-
be. You hear me?
Oh my God, she's going to be in the Avatar. I'm
you
gassed.
know what? You know what? I don't even know why I said that, because we all know Avatar's been getting shot for God knows how long.
Yeah.
So whoever she was when she was shooting Avatar,
innit?
might know who
Can you imagine it's like a whole different like way of acting halfway through the film?
It's like Kate. This might be one of the most dysfunctional towns
Mate.
in a series, bro. Which was good and bad for me. Like, it got to a point where I was like, really? It's like everything's going on here, bro. It's like everyone's just fucked up.
Right.
Everyone's a liar. Everyone's fucked up. Everyone knows each other. It was a bit too, a bit too, like,
too much.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Easttown was a thing. Where it was like every character you met was like, had an issue, had a problem.
I think that
was linked. That was a bit bait for me though.
Yeah.
In a way of, all right, so this is where it was good and bad. It was good in the point on what you're saying, how it longed it out, and all the way to the end. No, actually, let me not say that. It wasn't where it was good and bad. This is where I was. This is where it was good for me, not necessarily bad, but it was like, all right. I felt like I knew, like midway, who I should be looking at, and I was kind of right. But due to your point, I wasn't totally right, which made it okay. You got me, but I got it. You got me. It was kind of like,
but they still built it well anyway.
Yeah. So that the ending was really good, even though I felt like after about episode 5 they were dragging it. But when you got to the digger end, you realized why they were dragging it. So it saved itself. I'm not too sure if I enjoyed it as much as you guys.
I don't think you did, because I you know when you like I said before on one of the shows, you know when you like something a lot, even though you know that really makes sense, but you're just like, it's fine. That's how I was with this, because there was a lot of things in this that was like,
and that's what got me. And I was noticing them, and there was a lot of things where it was like, I tell you what, they did do well, but they didn't do well. It was like they were hot. You know what? It was like they were hotting up certain characters, but not hotting up certain characters. But it was like the ones they were hotting up it wasn't even discreet. It was like, oh, you hotted him up. But the ones that they like, all right. So, for instance, I felt like they hotted up the brother, if that makes sense. But I felt like what they did, they kept discreet with the boyfriend. So it was like there were certain characters that you felt was gonna be something, but it was like, okay, you done well with kind of portraying him a certain way, but it wasn't really that.
But this is what I mean by the writing. When they write things well, it will keep throwing you. So you're you don't know where to look.
So that's what I'm saying. I agree.
I totally understand what happened with the brother, though, to be honest. I totally get why.
Oh no, I understand it. I'm just saying it was easy. Like, I got that early. And that was because I felt like they hotted him up. There was certain scenes and a certain thing that he did. It was like, why are you lot hotting him so much? Like, now my eyes are on him.
And I got too many episodes left.
To
really. That was it's always annoying to know how long you got left, because when you know how long you got left,
you can try to piece it.
Right, you piece it together. Just like this is what I'm saying about Jessica Fletcher and Columbo.
Well, then that kind of hits your point. Do you think now maybe writers take that into consideration?
They have to.
And know that now you've kind of got to...
They have to, which is why they created that conversation of like, let's do one wrap it up, like 20 minutes into the last episode, and then the real wrap it up is at the end. Because as viewers, we're too smart now.
We see it all, innit? Denouement, boy.
They definitely had a very good denouement.
I didn't really like
who
was doing the actual, not the guy at the end, like midway where you find out. I didn't like
that. Didn't wrap itself well. It didn't wrap itself well.
I didn't like that. And I didn't, because the way they just writ off a character as well.
Mate, I felt sorry for him a little bit. And he's wicked. Man is a speed guy from flipping X-Men, isn't it? That's who that is. That's a speed guy from X-Men. He's in American Horror Story. Yeah, man. He's a bad boy actor.
I felt like he was going to have a bit more juice.
But that's what I'm saying.
I didn't like the way that I didn't like who the character was. Not him, the guy that.
But that was because he got introed and exited too quickly.
That was the bit where I was like, raw. Like, okay, right, we're here. Like, I was like, raw. Okay, cool. Like, this is.
That wasn't great.
That was acceleration.
Can I highlight a point?
Yeah.
The ransom.
Oh, bro.
The voice on the call. Yeah. Let's just say the first time. Yeah, where they kind of indicate this might be the guy. Yeah. Instantly knew
100%
was a black guy.
100%.
Which kind of for like 0.5 seconds made me think, nah, you hear me? It's never gonna. We're in Easttown. It's not gonna be. And that, I just want to highlight that. That didn't throw me off.
I've been in Easttown for 5 episodes,
right?
And there ain't many people that look like me in Easttown.
It's like, wait, do the writers not know that we know?
We know. We know what we sound like.
It's just always interesting when you feel like it, and it is that. And it's like, right, it really is a thing.
I think that's one of the major cracks in the world of film and TV.
Yeah, it's crazy that, isn't it?
You can't write. I think it's impossible to authentically write for other cultures.
Okay, so Last review of the show. Let's start with Zush. Is it a watch it or is it a not?
It's a watch it from me. It's good. It's
It better be
intriguing.
a watch it from you. I'm sorry.
That sounded like
No, because
it could have been like a.
No, it's a watch it from me. But
not for
judging
me.
from you lot's review,
Yeah.
I realized, you lot like it a lot more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say is how long did it take you lot to watch this?
Shoot. It's
As
just
in
under a week.
to get from start to finish.
Yeah.
Couple of days.
Yeah, just
All
under
right,
a week.
so I literally yesterday
Binged it.
from 5 p.m.
Bruh.
to 2 a.m.
Bruh.
Okay.
Binged this whole show.
All right, so but then halfway through, then you were really like, this is long then.
All right, so and we've said this before.
Yeah,
Remember we were talking about
yeah,
snowfall and shit like that. Sometimes, depending on how you consume the show, makes a difference on how you kind of
Yeah.
look
How it
at the
hits you,
show.
yeah.
Have you seen Snowfall?
No.
Oh, you?
Yeah,
Wait,
watch
what is
that.
Snowfall? What's it on?
FX. You might have
FX,
to
yeah.
fish for that one.
All right, cool.
But Snowfall's dope. Oh, it's on BBC Two. BBC.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I got
iPlayer.
iPlayer.
Yeah, you might be able to find it on
yeah.
iPlayer.
Snowfall.
Yeah, so I will say that. That's why I put my hand up. Because of how I consumed it, is probably why my reaction isn't as
Sometimes binging the whole thing
it's not always a great thing.
always a great thing.
Yeah, it's not always a great thing. Some shows are good to binge, some shows not so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll say that. But it's still a watch it. It's a good show. Go check that out. Kate, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
Boom.
Jay?
I think it's a definite watch it. I think it's a watch. Like, even if it's like not your thing, you get into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also, one of the good things about it is that it doesn't hinge on Kate Winslet as a big name, because it's not her parading
no,
for
she
the whole
does
thing.
not look like a big
She
name
doesn't.
in this.
She
No,
doesn't even look like Kate Winslet.
No, she
That's what I'm
doesn't.
saying. Bro,
So-
fuck the acting. Like she
Innit?
tapped into
She is
something
in a
else.
spirit,
Yeah, just the
right.
aura of this
Yeah.
character.
So definitely watch it, because it's a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
For me, this is a definite watch it. For me, it's open for it can carry on and go in a completely different direction with a completely different case, or it could just end there and it can just be a short series. Whereas I don't think a lot of short series manage that. And I did say that out of the series that I remember watching this year, this is definitely up there with probably
up
one of
there.
the best of them.
I'll put
for
it up
this
there.
year-
I'm just not sure. You said best.
Yeah, but do you know what? I do throw around the best a lot when I've just watched it, because at that time,
confession day, boy.
No, you know
Confession
what?
day.
Because you know what? At that time, when I've just watched it, it's like, nah, this is the best. But then I think about like, nah, do you know what? I watched this, I watched that. So it's definitely up there with one of the best that I've watched this year.
Fair disease.
Okay,
And so we've come
to
come
the
right.
end
we
of
got
the
there.
show.
I'll tell you again there. That episode 30, we are going to be experts. Yo.
So, okay, remember people, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, all those good things. But make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, because watching TV by yourself is
boring.
150%.
You don't want to watch it by yourself.
Dead. Might as well
Dead.
do other stuff
Next
by
time,
yourself.
that probably makes a difference as well. Try not to watch these shits by yourself.
If someone
Yeah, me.
says,
Yo, people, I want to big up our
illustrious.
guest.
Yeah.
We can do illustrious.
No, it's cool. You can do that.
All right, cool.
You can do that.
Yo, you've been a good show, man.
It's been a very good show.
I've liked the energy.
Yeah, I've liked
you came in and you left with the same energy. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
You've come in with.
You are
you've come
welcome.
in.
You are now
100%.
family
I'm
here.
holding you
100%.
to that. This is
Anytime,
this is
listen,
a vibe, bro.
like I said, anytime you want to come true,
Yeah.
even if you got some recommendations,
Yeah.
no one be a shout. Next time you come true, say, yo, I got 3 for us to do.
Yeah.
Sick.
Boom, boom, boom.
Do that. Yeah.
Deal.
And we'll watch your ones.
Yeah.
And
Deal.
we'll review them all
That's
together.
a shout. That's a shout.
Thank you to Studio 44 London for allowing us to use the space. I'm sure that the editor will put their thing underneath here. Yeah, man, I think that's about it. Episode
another show in the
29.
bag,
yeah,
man.
I'm Daniel X Nero.
I go by the name of Zush, aka Guyver.
We got our illustrious guest,
Jai Amore.
I know.
and that's another one.
Until next time.